Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to Anno 1800. Now in the last episode, I had just speedily plonked down the necessary buildings to get my new artistas, their mezcal, jalea, and perfume, as well as this brand spanking new beach. Also, I was busy setting up some of the infrastructure for oil and fertilizer deliveries. Now with much of the necessary progress out of the way, I thought it was a good time to actually start to shape the island to look a little bit nicer. And of course, I've got a time-lapse of the process. So let's begin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a little while since I've brought you a time-lapse and a little while since I've done one myself, and a little known fact is they're actually my favorite thing to do, because I just kick back, get a podcast, start shuffling everything around to make things more productive, more optimal, and look a little bit better. So it's one of my favorite things to do, because it's so satisfying when you look back on it and you go like, man, I just squeezed extra population, extra money, or whatever out of this area, and it looks better. So, the first thing I got to work on, I felt like the time was right now because we got the beach and the beach ornaments, so it's like, yes, we can now build the city off of the beach and build further in based on that. So, because the beach actually needs a road, I've connected this kind of pier to it, and using the Docklands ornaments, I got that other type of lighthouse, that white lighthouse. I think it looks really good in the new world. It kind of dances off the sunlight, looks really, really nice. So yeah, I was also just testing out whether or not these mezcal bars and the jalea bars could be kind of placed around to look really good. I decided that even though they are just production buildings, you would imagine it's a bar. I feel like people would go in there and eat and drink or whatever, so I wanted to put them in the town, give myself that little extra challenge of getting the... They need electricity, so it's like feeding electricity in, getting them powered. Oh, actually, they don't need electricity, but they are improved by electricity, so... It felt like, yeah, pop them into the town, we'll deliver electricity, hopefully everything will look good. So here you can see, placing down a bunch of the artistas, and I'm trying to do offset grids. I don't like having just grid, but it's difficult with these houses. You know, they're very dense housing. A lot of people living in these quarters, and that way they're quite boxy, and they have these little streets that cut between them. So if you offset them, the streets then don't really line up and make much sense. So it's an interesting little problem to kind of solve, and a lot of people were like, hey, don't worry about... You know, building in a grid. The new world is basically built in a grid. It was built to plan, as it was sort of a do-over, a fresh start in, you know, in some ways, for at least the Europeans. And to an extent, that's true. But South America, not so much. You know, obviously New York and cities on the East Coast can be very grid-like of America. But South America, it's a lot more chaotic from what I haven't been there, but just from looking things up, because I was curious about that. Obviously, you'll find your districts that are fairly grid-like, but there's lots of places where it's just completely built off of a beach, so therefore buildings are all over the place, streets are kind of winding in and around. So that's what I wanted to be like. I guess kind of like Rio de Janeiro or something like that. Would be kind of the feel I was going for. So yep, so basically just slamming down a bunch of different beach ornaments. I'm just laying out the place with beach ornaments first, and then trying to get them to blend into the actual sand that goes to the coast. I get a bit distracted. I hop back and forth between the beach and a bit further in, because, you know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I get easily distracted. And here's the Samba School. So, something else I don't know if I addressed, but people often ask me, it's like, why don't you just play a little slower? Take a breath, slow down, and build with a purpose. And that way you won't have to go back and redo things. You know, build, forward plan is really what I'm trying to say. And the reason for that is, I haven't unlocked everything yet. I don't know how big the cinema building is, what the reach is. Do I need multiple? Does it require an input? Is it just a base thing? You know, like a church? Does it, you know, which doesn't require anything? I don't know. And because of that, and because I don't like looking these things up, I like just, you know, get the problem gets thrown at me and I have to solve it there and then. That's fun to me. And it's exciting because you don't just know everything before you play it. It's more fun to just experience it, in my opinion. You should try it sometime if you haven't done that, because I really do think games are so much more fun if you A, don't look at the marketing, and B, just go in as blind as you can, basically. Now, it can backfire sometimes, but with this game, it's been nothing but a delight doing that. Anyways, so that's why I can't forward plan enough, but that's why I said it was good time to start now, because we have the beach in place, the beach ornaments, so now we can kind of build further in. Anyway, I'm getting totally off track here. We're obviously building the post office here now. It's pretty much in the center of the city. I decided to use the Hacienda ornaments that came with the Seeds of Change to kind of build a wall around it. Look like it's a bit more secure, enclosed, with a little entranceway leading in. The power is there on the right. So we have the various restaurants, right? The jalea, the mezcal. People are drinking inside of the town. I like to think it makes more sense to put it in the town.
Time for our big reveal! There's hundreds of liters going over that ledge every second. That's enough to spin a turbine, or two. You could build a dam here, just like the one in La Sultuna.
Yes, so this was, I don't know how this happened, because just moving people around, I guess the population went up. Again, making things more optimal, because I didn't build anything else, and lots of time has passed, but we apparently passed 4,000 artistas, so therefore the guy contacted us and told us, hey, you can access the dam. So we'll be doing that in this episode. Although, spoiler alert, I made a big mistake with it until the end, but you'll see what that is later. So yeah, just throwing more people. I didn't build any extra houses, by the way. This is all the same houses. And a few of these like offset grids, I was adding like little pathways in. This area in particular I quite like. I got the flower beds and rotated them so they're all facing each other, so it looks like one kind of big shrub. And then like a little path passing by on the right. I don't know, I just think that looks nice. And then just building out more of the beach. So slamming down the regular beach ornaments first, and then I was able to kind of decide, okay, where should the parasols go? Where should these extra houses? How far to the left do I want to really bring it? That's about as far as I decided to go with it for now. We could always go a little further if I wanted to, although there might be industry on that side. I'm not too sure yet. It's so nice that you can move groups of houses now as well. My god. It actually doesn't look as good in the time-lapse moving a group. It kind of used to look quite cool flicking, one at a time. But, it's obviously way better that we don't have to do that anymore. So this is where I just have all the sun loungers. The closer they are to the coast, the more dense they are, and then I kind of space them out a bit further back as they get further and further back. Couple life towers. Safety first. I have a few sun loungers. I noticed they all have like a blanket. They're the picnic parasols, so I didn't want all the same. So I was trying to break it up a little bit, adding in the various bits of just sand to kind of cover the gaps, and then trying to remove all these sand castles that are built. Sorry, kids. Me coming out there smashing them all. But yeah, I tried to remove a few of them. Sometimes there's like a little ball ornament that's on there, but not all the time as well, which is nice. So out on the right side, I decided to move some of those kind of boat beach ornaments, that are ready, and I combined them with the Docklands ornaments again that have boats on them. So the problem with using like Docklands ornaments in the New World would be that you'll see old world, Europeans effectively walking around and manning them. So it's a quite contrast when you see like the regulars here in the New World. They look very different. So I try not to use too much stuff from the old world, because even if you put down a table and chairs, you have like the wrong people on them, if you know what I mean. It's like you just completely stand out here. So I've been trying to avoid doing that, but sometimes it's okay. Obviously, you can imagine some guys are going to be working the docks, and in future, I'll be doing a time-lapse over on the right side, because I've actually recorded it already, but I haven't, added it in or edited it or done the rest of the episode, but I'll be doing a time-lapse of the industry side of things, and I'm building, a bit of a train station and a few things around that. So I've used, old world ornaments there, because to me, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, maybe they're handling the oil or something, I don't know. But at least they're on their own. It kind of makes a bit more sense. They're not mingling around, looking at a place on the beach, for instance. Everyone's there kicking footballs, and these guys are, in their overalls or whatever. It just looks weird. Unfortunately, a problem here with the Hacienda ornaments, which I think I mentioned later in the episode, is that you don't have the blank paving ornament, so you can't actually just use it normally, which is such a shame. So every part of a Hacienda has to have something on it. You can't just use the paving. It has to connect back, so... That's a little bit of a tricky one. I wish they would... It's such a shame they didn't fix that. But they actually raised the module count, so you can have 1,000 now. But they still need to connect. Just moving some of the industry, the calamari, the octopus hunting, I guess, out to the other side of the island, so we don't have to look at it. And then just connecting it back. Yep, over the next couple of episodes, there's going to be a lot of refactoring and reworking going on, including moving farms, Hacienda farms, and building a bit of an industry over on the right side where oil is going to be coming in now. So, hope people enjoy.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. A decent improvement, but far from finished. Of course, as I unlock different things and I really see how much of a population we're going to require on this semi-island continent place, the place will probably be reshaped a little and changed. And of course, we have just unlocked a quest during the time-lapse called A Damn Good Idea. A dam could certainly help provide electricity to your residents. It'd be a real shame to have to pollute such a beautiful place with a regular power plant. Now all that's left is to find out if those sketches can be turned into solid structures. So I've actually never seen the dam being built. I knew that there was one because during a stream people had basically told me. I don't know what it does. I'm assuming it's a hydroelectric dam that provides electricity to the entire island, but I actually don't know. Do you need a road to connect to it? I don't know. So we'll find. I don't want to know, by the way. I'll just find out myself as time goes on. It's part of the fun for me, not seeing these things. But of course, dam phase, 1 out of 3, 30 minutes remaining, 60 planks, 90 bricks, 600 Yonolera workforce in 30 minutes. Let's begin construction. So we'll just leave that in the background, and we'll see how we progress with that. The next one was where we kind of left off at the end of the last episode, which was getting milk
up and running. I was going to say getting milk built, but it just sounds weird. Now, I've got an idea of where we could do this, and also get some saltpeter back, which I think is needed for other things too. So just give you a little bit of an overview and a recap before I move on. Of course, we have the bulk of the residences here. We've got the Samba school in place, although not yet providing things like costumes. So if we have a look at our artistas, which are really the focus of what I'm trying to provide with different goods.
Think independently.
We're totally fine for tortillas, sewing machines, coffee, bombins, soccer balls, mezcal, jalea, beaches, and perfume. Now, perfume's a little underbuilt, and so is jalea, or underproduced, I should say. And we now have unlocked the ability to have fans, and I've actually noticed people driving around scooters, because we do have a power plant here, and that's powering most of the right side here, you know, pretty much all the artista households and stuff. And I noticed like little scooters are coming out of here and driving along to the various restaurants and things we have. Now, of course, these can be built outside of the town. These are just production buildings, but I think they look pretty good, so obviously decided to put them in there. Now, I've noticed, I actually played around and I saw that we have the Artista Hacienda residence. So, of course, Hacienda arrived with, the easiest way to remember the names is here. It arrived with the Seeds of Change DLC, right? So we have our Haciendas, and you can build on these modular houses, which are a little bit bigger than normal, right? They're 4x4 instead of 3x3, but they hold way more people. So we've got 165 people living in a 4x4, whereas we have a potential for 85 living in a 3x3. So obviously, it's much denser population. It's just a little awkward to build with. But I've noticed they also have the extra requirement of electricity, which are even, totally coincidentally, they're actually getting even all the way over there, so that's pretty good. But it's making me think about where I'm going to put this Hacienda, because this is all just temporary placement. Pretty much all the industry on this island was kind of temporary. We're going to start moving it around and figuring out where things could go. I was thinking here would be a really good spot, but what I want to do first is get set up with milk on a different island. We'll do that, and then we'll come back over here and start laying out where the Hacienda is going to go. But I just thought it was worth mentioning at least my plans here at the beginning, because once I noticed that these Hacienda quarters can hold so much, and that the radius for the Hacienda is now massive, it seems like we could probably place it here, which is what I was saying originally, and maybe even get the right side of the kind of beachfront here to be a bit more urban and dense with the Hacienda residences in there. The only awkward thing is they're not going to connect very nicely in terms of their foundation here, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, I digress. Let's just have a look. What else do they need? I haven't looked. So they need glasses. That's unusual, isn't it? Yeah, so this one stops at fans and then scooters. This is fans, scooters, and then it's glasses and electricity. Now, I wonder, their happiness needs seem to be the same. Lifestyle? Lifestyle seems to be the same as well. Okay, good to know. So let's hop on over to our island down here. This is Guadalmina. So Guadalmina as an island is a big tobacco producer, and also meat producing and orchards. Now I'm getting my verbiage all messed up. Orchards. I really try to max out the space here. I mean, I'm using every inch of it to get as much as I can out of it. But unfortunately, with this new DLC, we have to make a bit more space for certain things. So all of my cattle farms are here.
Watch.
All right, how many have we got? We've got 3 there and 1 here. And if we just grab this one, we've got alpaca farms along these sides.
Take it with a pinch of salt.
Here we've got, what is it, felt, I believe? And then we have fertilizer works, and so on and so forth. So I can't even remember building this place, and then corn wrapping around it and tobacco wrapping around that. So that's kind of what's being positioned here. And then, of course, all of these, these are all the ponchos. So alpaca wool, felt, and then ponchos. So this place is making our ponchos. It's making all of our meat, pretty much in the entire New World and stuff like that. So we're going to shift these over. I think I've barely got enough space, but should be able to do this. So we have 309 modules in this tobacco plantation out of 288. So obviously we can make some space here. So what I'm going to do is just chop away this end, push this building up, hope for the best, and also push it in a bit. So let's just grab it, push it over. So there's only 1 tile between here and the edge of the cliff. So if I want to bring this railway down, I need to bring a railway down and hit some sort of electricity station here, or I could possibly put one there. But I just don't think I could really fit space in and around it then. So if I want the modules to really make use of even these little gaps here, I can't really put the electricity here because there's no way to put farm modules over a railway, for instance, okay? Or, yeah, or a road, really, for that matter. So there's no real way I could connect that up properly. Okay, anyway, I digress again. But what I was thinking is,
coincidentally, this works out very well. We've got 289 out of 288. So what we could do right here is go, see you later, you're not needed. And then we could grab the railway, bring it down here, bring it here, and bring this all the way down. And continue it down until we get to around here. So I'm actually going to get rid of... Let's just move this over this way, temporarily. We'll get rid of the fire station. We'll put it back soon. Don't fret. We'll move this one in a bit. Just to clear the way. Drag this bad boy down, and then we'll stick a power plant on the side of it, and that should give us the reach we need. Yep, that reaches as far as we need. We don't need to go that far. We only need to power this industry here. So we'll just toggle it sideways like this. And in fact, actually, we'll bring it down even one more. Something like this. Okay, so that's connected to the oil line. And hopefully with this being the only other thing, the railway won't really get backed up. One train should be able to service both of these places just fine and go straight through, I believe. So that should be okay. Okay, so now we just have to rebuild our modules and make sure everything fits again. And then connect these back up to the road. So let's just drag this all out here, back to there. So we're looking for 288. Just to make this a little easier on the eye, we'll just cut this one away. Okay, so we're at 254. Let's just keep going. And there we go, 288. No big deal. So here, just to make it look more visually interesting, just move this up a bit. Just stagger them, offset them a little bit. Alright. And then we've all this space, so what can we do with it? Yeah, it looks like... Oh, maybe not, actually. Are we able to fit in? We have 281. Maybe we'll have to come down a little further. I've used all of that space. So that's 288. This is now 281. So we just need a tiny little bit more. Oh, actually, I've got another idea. To save that space, we don't need a road going around this way. Yeah, we can keep it on that side. But that frees up a little bit more, right? So wrap it in around that way. So that's 300 now. So we can cut away a little bit here. 279 out of 288. So that's now complete. This one... So for those who don't know, if you hold shift and put modules down, you're allowed to go over the limit, in case you're wondering how to do that. But that seems to work out, right? Now we can... So it's... Yeah, the road comes out a little bit there. Whatever. Looks pretty good, though. Now, we actually don't have the workers for this, rather alarmingly. So there's a little block up here that we could turn into obreras. Now, I was thinking as well, we could obviously have a commuter pier and just share all the islands. That, I guess, would be the ideal, but I don't know yet. Like, we'd have to put down an airship platform, and of course that's quite a big area, and I like having all the orchards here. Now, Manola has huge amounts of space that we could probably have lots of orchards, but just for the time being, we can just upgrade these guys and it'll be fine. We've got too many Yonleras anyway, so do we really need it? Not really. So let's just do that. That should balance out.
We will remember your actions.
Now, there is some tortillas here. I can't remember if tortillas actually get delivered here, because we don't need them for the previous class. Apparently so, but they weren't ever being consumed. I just added it here anyway. At least that's to my understanding. So hopefully they get their tortillas and they get a little bit of growth, just even a tiny bit, and that should keep them pretty much above the area they need to be to keep the power plant online. Alright, looking good. So we can put the fireplace, the fire station back in down here, just to be a little safe, on the safe side. And a road coming out that way, maybe. Maybe a few of the extra...
Our public services offer the most delightful distractions from the...
Oh, we made our milk, just like that.
Who wants to be a mere spectator? We'll need to put some costumes on if we're to join the fun.
You need costumes for the Samba school. So I didn't actually look at it, but of course he was saying that you need to produce a certain amount of milk. So just by powering this, the cattle farms are now making meat, obviously as normal. But now their pastures are powered, so they're actually producing milk as a byproduct. Kind of as a byproduct, I guess. So if we have a look at, I guess it's a consumer good. It might be an intermediate good, is it? Agricultural product, that would make sense. Wow, 27 tons of milk, just like that, by adding power in there. Now, I don't know how much we're going to actually need. We'll check back on the other island in a moment, but let's just get this place finished up. before we leave it for a while. Some palm trees down along the beach would be nice. I don't think I have any room to fit them in, though. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So the last thing to check was this place. Just make sure they've got enough now. So they're 284 out of 288. And there's no more space over on this side, I don't think. Nope. But we could just... Can we do that? No, we can't. Okay, let's move the fire station along that a little bit. So they only needed 4 more modules. There we go, something like that. Now, they don't need a road here, but I just think it kind of looks a bit nicer to have something. Maybe the dirt road. Yeah, it looks really good, actually. Just kind of blends into the beach. Cool. All right, there we go. So, just like... Oh, yeah, sorry. Of course, we have to actually hook these up to roads themselves. So, I don't know if you still need to add a road to the tractor bonds. People had told me on my stream that you don't. So, let's just test that out. If I hook this up... Will these need it? This says it does, but let's just hook this up again. Yeah, it seems like... I'm assuming they do. I'm assuming they do. You can let me know if I'm wrong on that, but we'll just hook them all up with little dirt roads here. Not a big deal. In fact, we'll get the main one to be a... Damn, it's going to be annoying, isn't it? Sorry, let me just cut this for a second. I was going to say have a paved road for the actual building entrance and then a railway for... Or dirt roads for the other ones. As the tractors and such pull in. Now, unfortunately, you can't have 2 roads next to each other and have that work. There we go. Train is going. And look at them go. That's awesome. Actually, you can see them. I haven't seen that before. Wow. I don't know if they added that new or not, but you can actually see what they're carrying in the back, and then they're like spraying it or whatever. I'm not a farmer, so I don't know what they're doing, but it looks cool. Different equipment, I guess. Nice. All right. Might have been like that the whole time. I do remember seeing tractors going out with like little rakes and stuff, but never actually seeing them like literally spraying it and stuff. Oh my god, they're gonna collide. Alright, anyway. So, let's set up a route to take this milk off island. Now, I think the alpaca farms are gonna be making... Yeah, there we go. They're making saltpeter. Which I'm not actually sure where that's gonna... If it's gonna be used anywhere. But anyway, I'm sure we'll use it for something. So, heading... Excuse me, back over to Manola. Let's have a look at our different production chains and what they need. So what is milk needed for, I guess is what I'm wondering. Oh, people, by the way, told me... Oh, yeah, must be ice cream, right? Yeah. So chocolate, milk, and citrus gives us our ice cream factory. And that is a happiness building, right? Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, it'd be nice to get that. I mean, not like we need that money or anything, but obviously it's another chain to work on. Seems like it'd be a good thing to do. I wonder, do obreras or anything need that for their lifestyle?
Better. I'm sure of it.
No, but they could do with having the scooter and the samba school. Also glasses. Seems like a lot of these guys want glasses.
You know my struggles, boss.
Oh, they want soccer balls. Yeah, let them have soccer balls. I'll keep them happy. It's all they have, you know, really. Soccer. The lower classes. That's all he has. I say that with affection. Alright. Keep them happy. And it adds to their delight chain as well. So ice cream, seems like these are the only guys that have that. I wonder, does anyone in the old world need ice cream or anything? Doesn't really matter. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I got cut off, but people have told me in the previous episode, in the comments, that you can actually upgrade your fire stations and your police stations now to a tier 2 to get, I assume, further range, but you have to provide them with fire extinguishers and police equipment, basically. And doing so then will basically allow you to kind of stack up your department buildings, which is pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. So upgrade to advanced. It's a very cheap upgrade. Their upgraded forms require additional input to operate, but are fully automated, sending out all available units whenever an incident occurs. Oh, that's cool. So you don't have to click them manually.
People are starting to get sick.
They strongly reduce the chance of an incident occurring. I wonder, can you do that with hospitals then? Can you? No, that's the same. People are starting to get sick. Oh no, in our little colorful old town. Is there... There's no access to a hospital nearby. Yikes. Can you fit one in there somewhere? I could have sworn we had a hospital here that they could reach. Alright, we could put one there.
It's a surprise inspection.
Oh, crap. Didn't mean to get rid of that. Whoops. So that was a post box that I just deleted. So where's that going to be? Investors, maybe? No idea. It's like a DLC building. So they've changed how this all works now. Or how it looks, at least, with the icons a bit. Let's see. Drugstores, violins, artisans, maybe? Postal service. There we go. Artisans. Postbox. I'll just pop it right there. You need oh my god. Don't have the aluminum. Fuck's sake. Alright. Let's head over to the... Let's go get someone to pick some up then, maybe. You, sir. Head to the New World. When you get there, let me know. And we'll load you up with aluminium. Aluminum. And we'll send it back. Alright, anyway, that's a problem for another day. I want to stay in the New World. Otherwise I just get distracted. So, milk and ice cream. That'll be the next thing, right? So, yeah, pretty much. So let's get working on laying this out now. Because I said haciendas are probably going to go over this way. So we'll just deforest this place. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Everyone's fine. So, I was thinking just moving it straight up somewhere out here. So the edges of the cliffs are to my, you know, right around here, obviously. So, I don't know. We could probably move this in further as well, but somewhere there. And that does give us pretty good coverage inside the town as well. There we go. Alright, cool. So everything else can pretty much move now. So the town's layout, just to get re-familiar with it, obviously we have our big beaches down here looking nice. We have all these artista households close to the beach. We then have the boxing arena, the samba school, which needs its materials before it can get started. Then we've got the postal office right at the back of that. Then we've got the mezcal and jalea kitchens next to the boxing arena. And then a bit further out, another mezcal kitchen. And that's basically it, right? Power station then on the right, and then, you know, what do they call services, such as the hospital and the police station, etc. But now it means that maybe in here, we could kind of put down these... Let's just hook this up to a road so it's not complaining. And we'll just cut this farm. We're going to be getting rid of it anyway. So something like that. So this is probably where the hacienda is going to stay for a while. And we're going to build off of this, building farms, trying to deliver. So we've got fertilizer on the island. We've got oil on the island. So we can just set up tractor barns, set up the silos and everything. And we should be good to really squeeze everything we can out of this place in terms of space. So, over here, I was thinking that these houses, even though they have just been newly placed and everything, we'll just move them over this way. Let's just move them there for a moment. Move this slightly up. Cut this road. And just grab them again. Okay. Just whatever. This place will be tidied up in the future, but all of this is going to move. So, now we've got this area with room for extra housing, basically. So we'll just widen the gaps a bit. And then we could just place down hacienda residences, just to see, you know, what does it look like? Oh, it needs to go out even further. Damn. Quite a bit further. Would I be against bringing these houses down another layer?
I'm delighted to introduce our new colleague.
Okay, and then we'll just stick another group in here. So it's just going to be a big square. But I mean, it does look best this way. They are quite dense and urban. And we'll just grab the other one that was left over there. Place that down. Now the great thing with these is they're right next to the electricity anyway.
I ride and I ride and I ride. I stay up all night riding.
So
And then the next morning, my publisher
there's
changes
only,
his mind.
unfortunately, 2 variants to these buildings, which is a bit of a shame. But we can rotate them to kind of make it look a little bit more interesting. Something like that. Just try to offset it so that when we look at it briefly, it doesn't look like there's any like immediate copies. But yeah, they've got this lovely pattern, this like brick pattern on the bottom, same as the haciendas, of course. But unfortunately, the hacienda paving still While they did lift the limit, well, there's actually still is a limit of 1,000. They lifted it from like 250 to 1,000. But unfortunately, the Hacienda paving ornament has to be connected to the main Hacienda building. It can't connect to just even a house. It has to connect to the main Hacienda building and be built off of it like a pathway. Which I just don't understand why they've done that. I won't harp on about it, but I really just wish they would just make this ornament. Can you just add it to the ornaments? Like, you can go down here, go to Seasons, Seeds of Change, and you've all the Hacienda ornaments, except that one and the other paving one. It's like these are considered roads, I guess. I guess so. And that's why they don't want you doing that. But I just wish visually we could get one that doesn't act as a road, but just works visually. Because we've got all the other ones, you know? It's the same thing. I just need that paving without the cart on it. And then rather frustratingly, the Seeds of Change banner and the mural, which, while look great, again, just wish you could, I really hope with the next Anno game, they just let you change the bottom tile. I know this isn't a game for building necessarily beautiful or whatever, but it would behoove them to just allow you to change the foundation of whatever the object is on. It would be so nice if you could do that. Anyways, so let's have a look at our guys. So they're in range of the boxing. Ah, this one's not. It's 90%. Yeah, I was thinking that because even these guys are a little off. So the boxing's all the way over there. So it does have quite a journey to get over here. So it's just a little bit off, but I'm okay with it. It's in the happiness category, whatever. And the beach is totally fine in terms of its range, so that's good. And they've got power. Cool. Yeah, I might try to do something with that in future and improve it, but for now, it's totally fine. Look at her, she's loving it. Alright, cool. Looking great. So, with the Hacienda placed down, we can start to have a look at what we're lacking. So I'm going to go through the kind of base resources and work our way back up again. So tortillas, they're not made here, they're delivered here, I think. Sewing machines is the same. Actually, sewing machines are made here. And did our ship ever arrive, by the way? It's just about to get there. Anyway. So. Soccer ball. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, because how am I going to start building this? I know that we need way more corn, for instance. And then breweries and things like that might be something we look into. What else do we have then? We've got our cow chuck, and then we've got cotton. Okay. All right. Let's get started with, I guess, corn, just to begin. So to do that, I guess we'll just select this, and choose Hacienda Farm. I'll probably end up moving these a bit.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
But it would be good to make use of the space up here. I'm hoping that this grows. But I don't know how the dam is going to factor into it. So maybe we'll just work on this plateau first. So we'll build a Hacienda farm like, I don't know. Well, actually, the space is pretty small. And then I guess dam, actually, I just realized the oil has to get in here as well. So the railway needs a decent like place to be able to drop off the fuel. And then we have to see how far in the fuel can go. I'm sure it can go pretty far up here. Alright, well anyway, let's just start with this. So we'll start with corn.
Played all the rancheras I know.
We'll give you a barn. And you're going to need a fertilizer silo as well. Why can't you do that? Requires adjacency to building.
I'm confident it's ready to go.
Really? Damn, we keep having that problem.
The land has...
Alright, so we need a couple things. So we're going to have to go grab ourselves some steam motors. Let's just grab the aluminum that we don't need here. Long Island. It's at this one, sorry. And then we need someone to go get steam motors from the old world. I did have a construction delivery doing it automatically, but... Oh my god, they've got plague. For how long? 2 minutes? That's fine. That's just the right amount of plague. Alright, we'll head down here. Oh my god, there's actually a lack of artisans. There's problems everywhere, guys. I think it's the sewing machines from the newspaper that was mentioned. So just notify me when you get down there. We'll come over, we'll pick up the steam motors, deliver them up here. So, to get a bit of focus again. Hacienda farms. We know that we're going to need lots of corn to provide the silos for the animal farms. And also for other things too.
Like swallowing a cane toad.
So Jalea needs corn, right? And we've got one Jalea kitchen. Let's see, is that enough? It actually is, barely, but it is. And then ice cream, and then perfume. So what's the deal with perfume? Perfume's been made over here. Just not enough of the actual core buildings. Yeah, I'll work on that in a moment. There's so many different things to focus on. But building is what I want to focus on. So let's just brighten up today. And get working here. I want to make use of all this space if I can. But it's just awkward to know where the, you know, the different buildings are going to have to come in. So if I have a look at, for instance, this is just a regular cornfield. We need to look at the ones that are already haciendas. But they don't have their extra bits either. Okay, I need the extra bits down so I can tell. Because until I get the 10 steam motors here, I actually won't know. Damn it. And then this is going to take fertilizer. Now, can't I do this? Yeah. So you could do that, and then a road going up to the side of it.
I can appreciate the art of
might work.
others.
Okay. And then there's this nice road here. I'm just trying to think what would make it actually look good as well.
Something for all seasons.
This seems like it would fit right about there. And maybe this could go on sideways. Tractor barn like that. With a little road coming up this way. That look cool. Yeah, that looks cool. Happy with that. Okay. So, what do we have? 64? What does this do? I can't remember. Like, it adds more modules, but I don't know the amounts until I get one built. So I'll just say, like, I don't know. It's going to be something like that. So we could definitely have at least 2 or 3 of these here. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to be built right up against it, I think, to make use of the space. It's going to be really tight and compact. But it kind of has to be. I suppose we could... Yeah, no, that's fine like that. I think it looks better this way rather than trying to even it out on both sides. But we'll see. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait. So, in terms of this then, this is going to have a road coming like something like this. And then it'll have to come out this way. And then down and around. So just hook that up temporarily. I'm sure some of these roads might change, but overall that's going to be the general idea, the gist. Now these have no warehouse in range. Do they not just come to this place, no? No. Okay, they need their own warehouse as well. Alright, good. So you, pick up some aluminum, sir. Bring it to the old world, please. And bring it to swords specifically. Over in the old world, we'll get our battleship, which is still not here, actually. Wow. Well, I'll just set up a route to get it done automatically then, yeah? So we need steam motors to come from this island. So create route, trade route, Lusk, New World, Manola. Just take all the steam motors you can. And just do this several times over, please. You know what? I suppose even though it's going to take a little longer, it probably just makes more sense to get one of our actual steam ships to do it. Okay. Alright, that's going to go from the New World to here, but it'll be here in no time. But more manually, we can still get the battleship to do it. Just to get the ball rolling. Oh, my speed up and slow down button has changed. Yeah, I changed my controls a while ago because they'd actually reset. So let me just go grab... Oh, I thought that was fire extinguishers there for a second. It threw me for a loop. Alright, you guys, go over to the New World, go to Manola. See you later.
I'm delighted to introduce our new colleague.
Alright, great. A little bit of a hiccup. I should have had that prepared. Now, I'm pretty sure we do have them somewhere else. There's 40 here, for instance. Alright, we'll just fly over. See if we can grab some here as well. Just to get these built so I can see how much exactly we're making. Anyways, in the meantime, we might as well try to get some other routes fixed. So I need 2 of these. That's going to be the perfume we need, but then we need to feed these ingredients. So that's a consumption rate of 5 with a possible production rate of 4. So are they only making 1 ton per minute? Is it a minute? Yes. Okay, so they need 5 of these. Wow, it's a lot of perfume. We're going to need stonks of perfume, which means that we need more orchid. So let's have a look at the actual chain. We'll go to Artista category, orchid. Orchid is 30 seconds, so we need 2 of these for every one of these. That means we need 10 orchid farms, or at least the output of 10. So let's just focus on that then. So we know that the orchid farm is being worked on down here at the island of Estepona. So we needed 10... Yeah, 10 per minute, right, is what we need? Let me just go to Estepona. We might be making that already, actually. Just because I've just noticed we've already been feeding it with lots of stuff. Oh, is this herbs only? Oh, my bad. Where are we getting orchid? Oh, it's up here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I didn't give them the extra stuff. Okay, so they need tractor barns as well. Interesting. Well, very similar to the other island. I guess we'll start working on this now and pushing it up against the edges here to make use of the space. So they're going to need oil harbor as well and to be added to the oil route. Okay, oh my god, so expensive or so time consuming. Right. Okay, well, let's just get started. I'm not afraid of no challenge. So we'll get these moved up. And get the small oil harbor added in, probably on the edge. It's very similar to the other island, actually, just on the edge there. We'll feed this in via a railway. There's already some steel here, so that's not a big deal. Then we're going to need the fuel building. So the fuel building is over on this category, up here, and boom. So that's going to need some windows and concrete, which we should have.
We have a flight path.
Let me know when you're there. I think it's on the main island of Porto Banús we can get it.
We are out of room.
That's good. So yeah, I don't know. Somewhere about there is probably fine. Just bring it in. We can always move it later if we need to, but somewhere, I don't know, about there. Get that railway joined onto it. And just to see what we're working with here, let's just clear this area. Okay. And that will then need a road that just continues up this way. And again, we can just make it temporary until we figure out a different layout. Or add in some of the buildings, you know? Alright, we were here to pick up a little bit of steam motors quickly. We'll bring this over, actually, to the other island. Get the concrete, get the glass. Let's go.
Bring her around.
How are they doing for other things? Wood could be better and stuff, but...
Carry her about.
Oh, I couldn't see it. I didn't know where it was. It's right there. Again, I was going to get some small things and move them, but now I'm not too sure.
Ready the ropes?
Alright, we have the aluminum in place. Dun, 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 dun. And then we can pop in the post box again. Hopefully that just keeps us going for a little while. What might be better is actually to have it somewhere in here. Yeah, covers a few more houses that way. Alright, the hospital got rid of the sickness. They seem okay. Mobilize. Just keep going. There's a little bit of sickness still deep in the recesses of this community here. And it looks like we can actually never get to those. They'll be fine though, right? Won't they just... It'll eventually go away, I think. Or just stay there perpetually forever. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll worry about it later. Okay, back to the New World. So, has our ship arrived yet? Not yet, but we can still keep building. So 128 is the default amount of fields or modules that these guys will have. Wonder what the default is here, just out of curiosity. 128 also. So I can work it out then based on this. So it's going to go up to 192. Okay, 192. So you're going to have to save some space. Let's just move you over.
I'm still so excited for us.
I keep on the finest around me.
Just trying to figure out a layout that might look kind of nice. But yeah, I'll just leave it like that. It's totally fine by me. And then they need 192 worth of modules. So that's 158. Alright, there's 192. So that'll be that one done. This one then needs a very similar situation, but kind of like the opposite, I guess.
Only reporting in.
Again, I like it being turned sideways. Seems to look good that way. Yeah, maybe facing in is kind of cool. Actually, to make use of even more space up this way, if I turn it side... Oh my god. Sorry. If I turn it sideways like this, have a road just going in between them, like a little dirt road. Not trying to... I try to make things look good, if I can. But also, it needs to be compact in the new world, or at least that's the habit. If it turns out, towards the end of the series, I've got space, we can always do, a little bit of an expansion or revamp where things don't need to be as compressed. Build some more ornaments and trails and signs and fences and things that lead into these places. Alright, so 128. So this needs to be 192 as well. So that's 159. 187. And 192. So yeah, we could get one more in here, it seems like, right? Good. So this ship has arrived, so we can now put in the
stations.
various goods. Get these two built. And they need a warehouse, of course. I'm doing all this without doing any town halls as well, by the way, because it's just like I just can't afford them. I don't know when I'm gonna get influence again. I was looking at the Hacienda and I was thinking, if you get 1,000 attractiveness, you can set on a policy that actually gives you, it gives you 5 influence for every Hacienda, Artista, or Obrera quarters that you have. So obviously this would be 5, 10, 15, 20, you know, etc. So we get 40 just there, and we'd have so much more. The problem is getting to 1,000 attractiveness, because we need to invest influence, I suppose, in, I don't know, town halls that boost attractiveness per household, maybe, or also just like museums and zoos. So we could probably get there. It feels like you could probably put in the investment of like 100 and then get out like 200. So I'm aware of that. I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it. It's going to be a while though before I'll be able to do it. Alright, so, oh yeah, they need to be set up on the oil route. My bad. Forgot to do that. So this is our oil route. We want to add on this island. Perfect. Don't know how it just added so perfectly, but it did. It did do it. So just tell them to unload and then load again. And then we set the reserve limit, and that way it just unloads up to the reserve, which always seems like a pretty good way of doing it. So 300, please. Build that. And then this needs to be hooked up to the actual main road. Good. I need to fix that in a second. I'll do that in a moment. So, if this was all up and running, what would that give us?
Come to watch.
30 seconds, but then we get the extra 100 from the fertilizer. Oh, it needs to be added to the fertilizer route as well. Am I doing something wrong? I'm clicking it. Is it already coming here? This is the island of Alicante. Okay. Specialty fertilizer. Add on the Alicante. There we go. Okay. Worked this time. Alright, nice. That should do it. In the meantime, just to get the ball rolling, we could just go pick up some from another island really quickly.
I'm delighted to introduce our new colleague.
On our way.
God, my ships are just scattered all over the place. Alright, we'll pick up some fertilizer here. We'll bring it back down just really quickly with this cargo ship. Actually, no, we could do it here. This will be even quicker. I just don't know what it is. Is it a construction resource? Probably not. Agricultural, it must be. Yep. Okay, as soon as you arrive, let me know. And that'll be all good. Next oil ship. Where's the next oil ship? There's one right here. Can I manually transfer oil? I don't know. But I'd like to if I could. So let's see if we can. And that way I can just figure out the rate. I don't know. There's probably another way of doing it, but I don't know. And I don't want to sit here working it out. But they're making Orchid now, and I think having a third one is probably just going to be something we're going to do no matter what. So we might as well just overproduce. Get another one of these in. We're Requires adjacency to building. Oh, it's so annoying. I just want to rotate it where it is. There we go. Just for the visual variety, let's turn this one around that way. Just something different. Alright. Oh, well, that's not going to work. There we go, that'll work. 192. Of course I'll take on the Fool. That's what I feel like right now. It's 185.
Your ship has returned
192.
from its voyage.
There we go. Alright, the fertilizer's in. The oil is here. And there we go, we did it. We just added 300. 500, wow. Oh, another one just came by literally right now. Nice, cool. Alright, so, oil.
There must be input for output.
And this lets me check now how much... Well, they have to get their stuff first, and then the stats will update accordingly, and I can see exactly how much they're getting and how much they're using. And we're going to need more coconut as well. So this is all in service of perfume, right? So we made 5 of these. So the perfume mixer... Let's just toggle on...
are healthy again.
Nice. Illness has been cured. Estepona and... No, sorry. It's Alicante and Manola. So if we go to... Yeah, so we need a little bit more coconut as well. Alright, let's get it made. Again, I think in future, a lot of the orchards are probably going to be made in Manola as well, depending on the space that's left over. But until then, we'll just do this because the route is already set up and everything. So that should be fine. That should work. Just to make the island look a little bit more appealing, maybe we could just cover the trees back that we destroyed. Okay, a little bit better. You're gonna need more wood. Well, let's start making some locally then. We've got some extra people. Alright, it's gonna be super full until we can get some extra wood going. But I might just bring some in manually as well, just to get the ball rolling. We can't get another warehouse right now. Oh my god, it's so visually weird. Also, they're facing the wrong way, some of them. I wish it could all just look like one thing. Can we rotate one? Oh my god, that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to do in between episodes, because how can you not? How can you not have it all facing the right way? Also, pet peeve, I might make it face that way because the tractors are going in a line this way. But they'd be going against the grain this way, wouldn't they, kind of, if you know what I mean? So I'll have to maybe switch these around. Alright, no big deal though. Looking good. Alright, that's orchard production, that's extra coconut production. The roots are already set up to carry it over to Manola. Not worried about that, so it's just whether or not we can feed all 5 of these perfume places, and I assume we can. So they're good. So Jalea is falling a little short, let's find out why. Don't know. It says they're making enough, so it might be a base ingredient that's maybe a little low. The corn. Of course. So, did this ship arrive up here, by the way? Yes, it did. So you guys get out of the way, please. Alright, now that we have that done, finally, we can go build our tractor barns up here. And then little cars are going to bring up the stuff we actually need here once we actually build the fuel building. So let's get the fuel building built. So fuel, let's see what kind of range we have now. That's just a normal road. Oh, it's really good actually. Wow, it's much better than I even thought. Yeah, so let's just get it there. We've got the railway that can come straight across. So let's get rid of this cornfield and this one. They can go. Alright, you're in. So it's just a matter of giving them the fertilizer, which they've got, and then the fields, obviously, which they don't have yet. So 96. I'm just wondering when this gets activated, will it be any more? I don't know, actually. I think now it knows, doesn't it? Because it's actually built. So that's more than I need. That's 96, just like that. Tucked away nicely. Alright, 70 out of 96. Alright, simple as that, just 2. And then we can build another one probably along here and another one in there. Try to make use of all that space. Just trying to make sure we don't, you know, waste like obvious space, but with the kind of plateaus, it makes it kind of tricky in these areas. We'll upgrade that, and we can start to get rid of these Hacienda farms because they're no longer in use.
I can teach you how it works.
And this one can go as well. Guessing we will need a third one. Can we see? It says we're making 5 and consuming 4. I'm sure we'll need a third one eventually. I'll just leave the space for now. So the oil is going to have to come in from down here on this awful railway. I might eventually pull... I guess it would be shortest route to come in this way, but maybe move it up a bit. So let's clean this area up now. Why be lazy? We're in no hurry. Not anymore. Actually, I have to check on that dam. Has it been built yet? A lot of time has passed, so I assume so. Just looked at like the recording timer. Time melts in this game, by the way. I guess we'll have to wrap up in a moment. So it can't seemingly go any further forward, I guess, because of the overlap with the... Maybe I can push that back a bit? Does it need to come out necessarily that far? Alright, let's try this. It's not going to work. If it's going to overlap the... almost the other zone at all, it won't work. Alright, we'll extend that out later then, just to match it where it was. So, this is our airship platform. Just going to rotate this, move this out of the way just temporarily. This is soccer balls. That can go away. That can go away. Let's clear this road. Clear this. We've got plenty of steel, so that's not a problem. Just grab the steel, bring it forward like that. Boom. Back on the rail network. So, new trains should come out. So we've got basically one split where it needs to go into the power over here. Oh. Disconnected all the roads completely. Let's just bring that back. Alright, alright. Stop complaining. Alright, let's check out the dam. Oh my god. I didn't deliver anything to it, of course. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Damn it. Where? Damn it. I don't know where the edge is, though. This is what I was saying earlier. This shows you, I am not lying when I said I have not seen this being built. So I'm guessing, like, it's going to be a road either side or something? Like, is that a connection point? I don't know. Oh my god, how far does it have to come down? It looks like maybe there, right? Don't know how I didn't notice that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there we go. It's loading up now. Oh well. In the next episode, I guess we'll start the construction.
Would be an excellent spot for a base camp.
She wants to settle on a Blancarenca, or something like that. Yeah, sure, go for it.
So
absolutely,
good of you to
Benty.
save
Love
a
to see
secret
it.
garden just
She
for
no
me.
longer has just the one island. And as far as I know, she's not at war, right?
The competitor raised a settlement.
Oh, she is. No, she's dead. That might actually make Arthur get up and try kick her ass or something. If he attacks her now, I'll have nothing. I'll have to, like, destroy a bunch of town halls or something, raise a fleet and go for him. Alright, we're carrying fuel, finally, all the way up here. It's taken a while, but we're doing it. At least the town, you know, people on the beach are happy. They're out of their soccer balls now, I need to build that again. So yeah, I need to kind of figure out, I guess soccer balls are made in just a... Let me find out. So they need the Nandu farms, Calchic production, and this, when it gets provided with electricity, it gives us Nandu feathers. So we obviously need that. Ball manufacture is improved by electricity, which we have now available also. I'm just trying to see, how far does this go?
An exception.
We could have another power plant somewhere down here and make this a sort of a industrial kind of area. Yeah, that would make sense, right? So let's do that. Actually, this should be way further in, so it can connect back a lot further. Maybe about there. God, mass deforestation in this episode. Anyway, is this improved by electricity? It is indeed, so we don't need quite as many of these either. But let's just, for now, just make it a big grid. So maybe we'll just do 3, and then power them all on, and that'll be more than we had already. Okay, we'll get you your warehouse over here. We'll get some roads going this way. Okay, now you're hooked up, now you've got power. You should be happier. This is our main trading post. Just gonna tuck this into the side here, next to the oil. And there we go.
The cherry atop our beautiful friendship cake.
Alright, looking a little bit better. No thanks.
How unexpected.
Is it though? It's like probably the 100th time I've said no. Alright, so that should be power. We are now powered on. We're going to be making lots of perfume. Let's get these soccer balls made. So there's none of these on the island at the moment. We're making 0 balls. Actually, you know what? Turn all these off just for a second. What is it? F? Control F? Alt F? Shift F. There we go. Shift F. And then we can see what's the demand for soccer balls on this island. It's 4 tons per minute. So we know with one of these by default, well, now it's powered. Actually, it says 15 seconds to make one. So we're going to be making 4 out of just one building. So really we only need 2. And that's more than we need right now. And then the Nandu farms, which are improved by electricity. Now, can we do anything with the farms over here, for instance? Hacienda farms. I doubt there's a... These are agricultural farms, not animal farms, right? So that's not really going to change anything. Okay, well, let's just get...
Can't express how grateful we are.
Let's just get one right here. Just going to be a kind of a temporary build. Just want to power it. Let them do their thing. Give them a silo. Why was she grateful, by the way? What happened? I don't know what she's grateful for. Anyway, so they're going to get their corn. We're going to be making Nandu leather, and then now we're going to be making Nandu feathers, which we've already been making a little bit of. No idea how we did that. We must have been powering over here by mistake or by coincidence. So there's 2 of these on the island. Where's the other one? It's over there.
Stand aside, boss. Don't get dirt.
Don't get dirt on your fancy shoes. Okay. Yeah, why not? Tuck it in there. Make it work. Make it fit. So I'll do a little reshuffling and rejigging once I know how many of these buildings we need. I like to just put the buildings down, see what's required, and then reorganize it when we need to. So Calchic, we're out of Calchic. Now we were making Calchic somewhere over here, right? It was in one of the previous farms. Powered pastures, nice. Didn't even mean to power these either. I guess power just extended all the way from over here. So yeah, we can do it from the Hacienda again, I guess. Make another couple of extra farms doing that. So I know that I'm going to need more corn, so let's just get another one of these built. So what's that? 54 out of 96. Might be able to squeeze one more in here. We could always shift that road, actually, until it fits just right. In terms of numbers. Alright, good. So you're going to be a busy boy. Let's upgrade you. Probably need 2 of them. Might not be a bad idea having some fire extinguishers or something up here as well, just in case. Population's doing well, though. Gotta say, doing pretty well. So now they should get their soccer balls up and running again. We're just lacking Cowchuck, so we have to get that built. And that'll be the last thing I think I'll do for this episode. So, again, maybe I'll just...
I'll keep it under my cloak.
Uh-huh. Let's say one more of these can go in here. Like so. Pop in another thing there, and another one here. And then we've got this remaining space to fill with 96. Actually, not quite. This is 92, so we just need to fill that up a little bit more. And this one can go all the way up to 96. So that takes us to about 60. I'm thinking maybe shift the road over a bit then. Give them a bit more space.
No fields, no work.
That's 74. That's kind of the cutoff that I want right there. See how much more we can fit in there. 88 out of 96. Okay, we'll have to come over one more bit. I don't want it to go out and down that way. Just visually, I just don't want that. So we'll just do this. That should be more than enough now. I'll just fill all that up. So it's 107, yeah, so it's obviously more than we need. A little bit of over excess, but it's all good. Maybe just because we have the space, change this a little bit. Damn it. So yeah, basically... Oh, it can actually touch the... Oh! It can touch the modules now. That must be what people meant. I see. It doesn't need to touch the main building. So yeah, because this comes from the warehouse, so, you know, the warehouse area, I want that kind of over there. And I guess now that this can touch modules, yeah, this is fine to just go, like, here. You can put some trees or some ornaments or something there, and we're still more than we need in terms of modules and stuff, so just fill it back in. Might put fences or something along this way just to make it look a little bit nicer, or we could actually maybe just cut this back a bit. So it's a bit more even that way. So yeah, I'll obviously clean up these roads and stuff a bit later, but that's the kind of general idea. And then this could splint off this way. Okay, so what do we got? How many? 97 and a 96. Sounds good to me. Alrighty, so we're going to need another one of these here, obviously. Let's just build that up as well. That's more than enough corn, and then the next thing would be Cowchuck, so I'm just going to do one really quickly, and then we can end the episode. So let's go with Hacienda Farm, just another one somewhere up here. Maybe actually close to... Yeah, we could tuck it in this way and make use of the space up behind these. Crop selection. Cowchuck. There's your silo. There's your tractor barn. Remember, we're delivering steam motors here now. Seems like we can make use of the space a bit better, so I'm just going to move these slightly. That cuts down the travel time. No! Waste of steam motors. Alright, and that gives us just enough grid space to go in and behind this and connect with another one. So we'll just connect all up here. We'll connect up here. Good. In you go. And then another Cowchuck farm, similar to this one. And we'll just cut this away just for a moment. Alright, that's 55. Nice, and it should blend. I'll just do something like that temporarily, so it's a bit more than it needs. Actually, I guess I won't do that just because I might forget to check that building. So what is it? We just get around 7 removed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's fine. Cool. There we go. Looks good. Looks all right. Looks not uniform, which is what I like to see. I kind of like to close this gap, so maybe I'll move that over one and fill in this bit with a bit extra. I don't know. I'll see. But for now, that's good. We can fill in that little spot with something. We could even just use the Bright Harvest ornaments, even just temporarily, just to see. So seasons, Bright Harvest. Love to throw in a little signpost and a bit of hay that's been bundled up. Yep, keeping that dirt road for the aesthetics. That's why, in case you're wondering. Okay, so that's our cow chuck made. So now we should be making balls left, right, and center. Powered on, of course. Nandu farmed out of our minds with a little bit of Nandu feathers coming in now. And that's going to help us in the next episode get the Samba School up and running. Because, of course, Samba School requires... What am I doing here? There we go. Samba School is next. So we need the mineral deposits, which are... There's actually 4 on this island. They need saltpeter, which, if you remember, we're getting from the alpaca farms on the other place. We can bring that over. We have Nandu farms, which are powered on making feathers right now. So feathers, pigments, and cotton, after it's been refined, goes into a costume shop, which is improved by electricity as well. So that's another one we could pop down somewhere out here. Just have a quick look at it, maybe. Super colorful, waiting to get its materials.
The possibilities endless.
Costume factory. Alright. And then just needs those 3 ingredients, and then we'll be slamming out the costumes. That's the Samba School. So our dam should be under production now. There we go. 17 minutes in. Great. Alright, that's going to have to be it. Super long episode, but making good progress. Pretty happy with how like oil is now being delivered around. Need to kind of clean up these roads and things a little bit, but other than that, we're making good use of the space. This is a nice little plateau. Do worry that maybe the 2 warehouses aren't even enough, but maybe we'll have another grouping of them down here. Things will be spread out then between them. Should be totally enough. We can have 20 factories and farms, I think, coming off of 1 fuel station, right? So, I think. Let me know if I'm wrong with that, but we've got loads of room to expand, and then there's another plateau to deal with up here. It's going to be great. Now, if this island does get powered electricity, this is all for nothing, right? I guess it'll be removed, but I don't know how it works, so we'll see. Maybe you have to... I don't know. I really don't know. Or maybe it powers a little bit, not everything. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. Having a blast. Loving the DLC so far. So much content still to get through. Lots of stuff to exploit in their other islands. Hacienda is coming together nicely. We have more to do with mail and post boxes. And oh my god, there's just so much. That's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.